Hello friends, Tanya here with a video featuring the 13 days of Craft-O-Ween. I don't know about you, but I am so excited to get this party started. This is day one. All of these little elements come in a folder that features on the inside a picture of the finished project and the sentiment from the stamp set that they recommend pairing with the die set from that day. Today is a cute little Dracula with his little bat wings extended, and he has several pieces that come together so beautifully. Now the fangs are, they fit right inside his mouth, and you can either adhere them to the black base, well, I made it black, but the base with the guidance of the embossed lines on the black base. Or you can tack it behind the face die cut and then adhere both of those to the base. The shirt is, again, just quickly applied to that black base. I love that there is a base piece that we're adhering all of these elements to. There's no fussing and fiddling with trying to figure out how you're going to make all of your paper pieced pieces stay together for your finished project. And they use the black or the base piece as a great way to add the black details all in one die cut. We even have a little tongue that we can add inside his mouth, and I chose some purples and blues on this particular vampire. Now, I did create this background for something else. We're going to use the Halloween icons and some seedless preserves, distress oxide ink on a piece of heavyweight cardstock that I'm just going to cover with the seedless preserves. This video came out on the 15th, I believe, with the you can see in the corner here just a little bit of elements from the Spooktacular collection from Simon Hurley and Spellbinders that came out a few days ago. And I had originally planned to use these Halloween icons on seedless preserves and then use the mulberry Better Press ink to add details to this background. I didn't end up using it with my Bewitched cat, which is what I had originally thought I was going to make this with, but I didn't. It was too busy. It didn't look right. So I have taken all of those Halloween icons. I've laid them on the cardstock, and this is a 5x7 piece of cardstock that I have taped to the clear plate. And I am using the guidelines on the base here to lay out my icons. Now I know that the center image was going to cover the center, so I wasn't too worried about adding the icons there. I should not have let my little ghosty people overhang that center, that horizontal center line, but it's okay. It'll work out in the end. We are going to use the large die of the month from December of 2024. This is the Monster Pop-Up, and it makes this pop-up mechanism. You cut two of each of these different pieces. Now you're watching me fold this Mountain Valley, Mountain Valley, Mountain Valley, and then we're going to fold down one of those mountain valleys, one of the mountains, so it overlaps the larger portion of the shape to create a cohesive, like trapezoid type shape. I'm doing all of my score lines here. You can see what I was talking about, where you're keeping that one slanted line on each side, so you know you have it folded right. Now you're going to take one of these little tabs with the score line on one end, and you're going to use the unscore lined end. So the piece that's longer, you're going to adhere that to the center of that little mountain that we folded back over the main part of this die cut. You're going to do that on both. These are going to be the same construction for each of these pieces. This is, we're building the pop-up base of this Monster Pop-Up design. Next, you're going to add a little bit of glue on the folded over tab portion and fold the ends of that trapezoid shape up. Now, I don't really know if that's a trapezoid, but you know what I mean. Now, that folded up piece has a little tab. You're going to glue the side panels to this tab, and you want your little flap on one end, that small flap on one end, you want it to be on the same side for both of these. They're going to be identical. Next, you're going to take that other short tab, fold it down, apply glue, and then close it against that side panel and let that glue really sit. Now that you have both of these completed and the glue is dry, add a line of glue along the bottom of that base. You're going to match these up, wrong sides together. Make sure that it adheres really well. I just held pressure on that lower area where I wanted the glue to really adhere. And then add glue to those short tabs on the sides of the side panels and adhere those together. Again, let that glue really seal. You could use double-sided tape, or you could use liquid glue, or you could use both. I prefer liquid glue. It gives you a little wiggle time, and it just seems to stick longer. The double-sided adhesive, in my experience, can lose its adhesive after an amount of time. Next, we have these little platforms that slip into these slots that are created with the moving mechanism. There are 3 of these. 2 are the same size and 1 is longer, and that one goes in the center. And you can use these to adhere your elements to your pop-up mechanism. Now this folds down, the platform pushes down, and then when you're ready to have it stand up, you push up on the bottom and it just pops up beautifully. It's a really cute little mechanism. Now you can use 1, 2, all 3, or none of those. It just depends on what you want to do with your project. And I did create several of these little pop-ups when the die came out, and I love it. It is one of my favorite large die of the months. If you don't have it yet, oh, go get it. Next, I'm taking some little acetate picks. These are just, actually, you know what that acetate is from? It is from the box that the wax seal of the month comes in. I trimmed those boxes down into little sheets, and I now am using them to add some stability and helping pop up our cute little Dracula here. I've stuck the ends of the picks in those creases in the pop-up stand, and now I'm adhering it to the back of our cute little vampire, and I did trim off the extra. Now I'm realizing as I flip this over that this scrap piece of black cardstock had a bunch of old embossing on there. So I cut a second black vampire, and I'm just going to glue that to the back of our main vampire, and that'll just clean up the back of our image. Also, it adds a little extra stability behind our vampire. He is sandwiched between these picks. Now I'm using my large acrylic block as a level platform to adhere that, since I've got my pop-up box going on here, and I'll just add another acrylic block on top of that to really get that to adhere well. Next, we're going to use the Essential Hexi Gems here. We're going to use 2 different sizes here. I checked to see which ones would fit best in that pop-up box. I'm going to use the Damask 3D embossing folder from the Spooktacular release from Simon Hurley that came out this month, and look at that, it is gorgeous. I had ink blended another piece of heavyweight white cardstock with some Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide ink. I'm going to adhere that to our black die cut slightly larger Hexi gem, and once I've done that, I'm going to trim off the matting on the lower point of that Hexi gem, because I am going to stick it into our pop-up mechanism here. Now I had created, so this is my second go at this. I don't actually use this method with the one that I finished for the video, but when I was done, this was the better option. I trimmed off a little bit of that tip so that it would slide into our little slot there. And it isn't adhered to one of those little slits, things that we, one of those little shelves that we slip in, but that fits in there perfectly. We're also going to use the Halloween Icons sentiments. These will better press or glimmer foil a whole bunch of sentiments at once, and then there's one die that cuts all of them out at once. I chose the sentiment, "You're a Scream," which is awesome. I love it. And we're going to add a little bit of extra scrap cardstock behind that die cut sentiment and give it a little extra stability. And then we'll add a little bit of glue to that. And we're going to adhere that above our little vampire on that hexagem background. I like how that hexagem really just frames that whole pop-up. And this is not terribly large, so it's going to be very easy to send or to hand to somebody. Next, we're going to take the sentiment from the stamp set that comes in the 13 days of Craft-O-Ween, and we're going to heat emboss that on some black cardstock. I've treated the black cardstock with some anti-static powder, and I am stamping this sentiment with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink 3 times because I want to get a really good inking. And then we're going to use some silver embossing powder. Now, this embossing powder has been in my collection for a long time. I got it secondhand, and it was old when I got it. It is some sterling embossing powder, and it does a very lovely job. There are many embossing powders on the market. If you have only old ones, quote unquote, don't worry, they work just fine. Go ahead and use what you have in your stash, or go find yourself some great silver embossing powder. Now I'm using another hexagem from that die set, and I'm just going to frame up that sentiment perfectly. I love that these essential dies go down to a very small size in their nesting, and it just makes coordinating all of these things so easy. Now I die cut the sentiment from that, and I also die cut up another black hexagem, and I adhered them mostly together. I left the lower portion unglued so I could sandwich it over that little shelf that we created earlier on our pop-up box. And look at that. He is so dang cute. Now I'm going to take the sequins that come in the 13 days of Craft-O-Ween, and we're going to use some of those. There are purple, black, and orange sequins in this set, and they are in 2 different sizes. And I'm just going to use, I believe, 5 of these sequins to create some fun pop behind our little vampire on our pop-up. He was a whole lot of fun to create. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And if you're interested in any of the product that I used today, check the description box below for a link to the full list of all of the products that I used today. I would love to hear a comment from you. It is always great to hear from my people. And if you're interested in any more projects from this series, check back tomorrow. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.